About a month ago, I spoke about Sonic's best character design, and it was an incredibly well-received video. Thank you to everyone who checked it out, and thank you to Larry King's awful Sonic impression for somehow forcing me into people's YouTube suggested feed.
Hello.
That's great.
Hello, I'm just a hedgehog. No one cares about me.
Okay.
But reading through the comments, I noticed a few little pointers. I hadn't covered all of Sonic's designs, so today I'm looking at the ones that previously didn't quite make the cut. I'm the artist Mark Flynn, and today we're discussing the other best Sonic designs. Now to some, it's common knowledge, to others it isn't. In the concept stage, Sonic went through a lot of different revisions. He was originally a rabbit, but eventually found a new form, codenamed Needle Mouse, literally Japanese for hedgehog. These original designs from Naoto Ohshima were far more free-flowing, conceptual and very cartoon-like. This would eventually be refined into the finished Sonic design we came to know and love, but the popularity of this sketch has soared over the past half-decade, with finished renders and even game hacks being put together in the love of the Needle Mouse. Now, even though this design was considered definitive, it wasn't quite what Sega of America was after. And this design that graced the box art of the original Japan and European versions was replaced by the designs of Greg Martin, known for his work with Disney and Hanna-Barbera. Now this one is polarizing. Take this comment from my previous video as an example. And they've got a point. This design, while I have no problem with it, is quite different. Sonic's quills are larger, he's smugger to force in that attitude, and he's got this airbrush look going on, which is very much rooted in 90s trends. In my opinion, it's not as timeless as the Japanese design, but it's something I'm nostalgic for. In a weird way, Europe had both Sonic designs coexisting across releases, and I personally hadn't even noticed the difference as a child. I even picked up artwork from Duncan Gutteridge at Play Expo a few months ago, as he was a British artist commissioned by Sega to replicate the design in pieces for Sonic the Hedgehog 2. This design wasn't too far off from the designs used in the TV shows either, and while it might not be held in such high regard now, it certainly holds its place as one of the most iconic. One design I think deserves more attention that was previously omitted is Advanced Sonic, who debuted on the Game Boy Advance in 2001. These are pretty underrated games and do seem to hold up quite well in terms of look and feel, as well as feeling like logical continuations to the classic games on the Mega Drive and Genesis. The Sonic design here to me feels kind of like a mixture of Sonic Adventure and classic Sonic, which wouldn't be too much of a stretch given the style of this game and the time period it released in. I'm sure we're going to see more nostalgia for these games and this look over the next few years as people age and generations shift, but I thought it was worth mentioning quickly today. Another design that was mentioned previously in the comments was Sonic's look in the 2006 racing game Sonic Riders. A spin-off from the main games, this saw Sonic and his friends jump onto hoverboards for some reason, and the graphics are kind of similar to the other games from the period, i.e. Sonic Heroes. This is the post-Dreamcast era of Sonic where the in-game graphics and renders were very glossy, and I don't really like them in all honesty, but like Toei Sonic and Sonic CD, Riders features an incredibly well animated intro, and while the music to me is a little bit cringe, I love this design of Sonic. It's a really nice stylized look, and I wish the graphics in game could have replicated this somewhat. This is what Sonic would look like if he crossed in with Jet Set Radio. Why wasn't this explored more often? The other Riders games seemingly abandon this look and feel, but I hold the Sonic design from this intro in quite high regard. Speaking of 2006, the same year also saw the now infamous release of Sonic the Hedgehog for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Yes, we know a lot about this one now. It took Sonic down an interesting road. Now, when I first saw this design, I thought it was actually pretty cool. I was 16 at the time and it looked like Sonic had aged with me. But like Sonic Boom in the previous video, the reputation of 06 has left such a horrid taste in my mouth that it's hard to not look at this hedgehog and hate him. The reality is this: I like this design, and in its pure concept art category, it has its strengths. They made Sonic look futuristic and sleek, and it looked like the next logical step on from his edgy late 90s design in Sonic Adventure. This didn't really translate though. In game, his model never really looked right. In cutscenes especially, it looks goofy and odd, and it's one of my least favourite depictions of the character. The art design is not strong in this game, and despite the polished CGI sections, the actual settings you see the characters in are completely jarring and don't complement this look in the slightest. Though to many this is their best design, it's not mine, but each to their own. So there we have it. Here's all the designs I can muster together. I'm sure there's still a few I've missed, but what do you think? I'm standing by Tyson Hesse's Sonic, but I'd love to hear your opinions. Let me know. Also, do you think Sonic 3 and Knuckles is better than Sonic Mania? Check back to the channel soon, as it's going to be discussed in depth. As well as that, let me know if there are any other characters whose designs you'd like to see analysed in this style. Cheers!